Hello there. Ahead of the camping trip I'm doing this weekend to a forest. I've never wild camped in a forest before, so that's going to be a first. Actually, you're making all my stuff fall on the floor, doggy. Oh dear. Oh no. He has to be in every video, doesn't he? Actually, that's enough. That's enough. I thought I would just go through all the equipment that I have in my bag, how I fit it all in. And that's going to have to do for the intro because Archie's going crazy. I think this will also act as a good guide for people that are new to wild camping and that want to get into it, to kind of get an idea of, what equipment do you actually need? And I'll review everything as I go through it. I think the total value of this equipment is around sort of £300. It's all fairly cheap stuff, OEX or whatever Go Outdoors recommended brand has been, or just whatever's on Amazon. So yeah, let's go through it. So, this is my rucksack. This is a Eurohike Nepal 65. It's a 65 litre rucksack. It costs £20 and it is fantastic. I bought it thinking, I'll use this for one trip and then I'll probably have to get a new one, but I'm just gonna keep using it because it's an amazing rucksack. £20? £20? Ridiculous. So, highly recommend that. Links to all of my gear and equipment in the description. All right, cool, so let's go through everything one by one. I'm gonna start with a brand new addition that is in my hand right now, which are these loop earplugs. If you're anything like me, I'm an incredibly light sleeper, and I've wanted to get something to kind of help me if I'm at a campsite and there are noisy people nearby, or just with things like wandering around the tent at night, or the strings, the tent flapping about. So I've bought these to shut off some of those noises, while at the same time allowing me to still be alert and aware of the things that are around me. It just silences some of the noises and they're comfortable to sleep in. That's a little bonus for you. We'll start with the 10, because that makes sense to me. This is very poorly packed away. I've done it wrong. The poles are sticking out at the end here. But OEX Hyena 2. This is going to take the most space in this backpack. If I decide to put it in, I might have it on the outside instead. But did a full review of that, my last video, so there should be a link on the screen right now to check that out. Sleeping bag wise, what I'm currently using is an OEX Drift 700, which I do not recommend because it does not keep you particularly warm, but it's been okay. It is a 1 to 2 season sleeping bag. It's not been particularly comfy. I'm going to get a new one, but that is what is currently in my pack. It is summer after all. So we have here some Coleman gas. I'm just going to move stuff over here so you can see it as it all piles in. Coleman gas, not much to say about that. 70% butane, 30% propane. It's not been an issue for me. It's a fine gas. It's gas, it's not like MSR Extreme or anything, but it works. We've got these two, men's packet jacket and then packet pants as well, or trousers. These are fantastic. It rained in the Peak District the whole time. You just put them in the top of your bag, and then you just pull them out, put them over whatever else you're wearing. It means you don't have to wear like super waterproof clothes, and it gives you an extra layer of protection. And they're so small, they pack away so small, it's a no-brainer. And along a similar line, this is a backpack cover, waterproof backpack cover. So if it rains, you just quickly pull that over your backpack, and you haven't got to worry about your stuff getting wet if your backpack isn't waterproof like mine isn't. So there you go. We have here generic camping cooking set from Amazon. Packs away nice and small. You got your kettle for your coffee in the morning. You got your pot with these handles that pull out like that. And then you got your pan, the thing I've got the most use out of. Yeah, nice and cheap. I think it was about £15. I know you can get sets like this on Amazon for a tenner that also come with like a little stove. And we have here the fan that I mentioned in the previous video, because sometimes it can be very hot in a tent. And also you might want a light hanging from the top. And yeah, you could use a head torch, but I want a fan as well. So I bought this fan, which has got its own battery. I haven't got to worry about it. It's quite bulky. I keep feeling like it's gonna break or snap in the bag, but so far it's been all right. So pretty happy with that as a purchase. And it is quite small. Then we have an actual head torch. Super, super bright, this head torch. And it has a red mode, which is obviously good. If Archie's coming with me, we've got this Mountain Paws foldable water bowl. It's been extremely useful. Obviously it's waterproof. The only issue is you fill that up, you're looking at like 500 millilitres worth of water, which is like obviously half a bottle. I've got a 1 litre Chili's bottle. He has a little bit and then he just pours it and it flies over. So that's a shame. But if you've got a dog and you're going camping with a dog, there you go, you got that. Coffee filter papers in this mashed up box. Now I could just take these out, but I'm not going to because it makes it easier to tell where they actually are. Absolutely essential item. And oh, I've just realised I haven't prepped. We also have this V60 coffee pour over and this mug. So if you don't know how this works, you put this, the V60, on top of the mug, you put the filter paper in there, you boil some water, you put grounds in there in the filter paper, you pour water over it, and bam, not instant coffee, proper blended good coffee. So I'll take this and I'll take some grounds as well. Here we have the stove I'm currently using, which is an MSR Pocket Rocket. This is an incredible stove, packs away extremely small and boils water in about 3 minutes, which is absolutely insane. However, it is a bit frustrating to have to balance stuff on top of this. That's fine, but if you're at like a slight incline or on a rock or something, it's a bit more difficult, especially with a bigger pot like this one. That's straight up just not going to stay on. So it's all right on that side, but or not. See, this is the issue. When you've got a fire going, that's the last thing you want. So a lot of time when you're cooking, you have to just sit there like that. Find the right spot with the right weight distribution, which is a pain. So although this is a fantastic stove, there's a very good chance I will be replacing it in the future. I'm looking at the OEX sort of jet boil knockoff at the minute, which I think will be a bit easier long term to use for actual camping and that, but there you go. Super small. Next up, we have a mallet. Obviously, you need a mallet. We have this windshield. So if it's super windy and you can't get your stove lit, this is brilliant. Just putting round, facing towards the wind, and then you can avoid the wind blowing against. For a sleeping mat, I've been using the OEX Flux 5. A lot of people don't like this, but I've gotten really, really well with it. I do have an alternative of using the a double foot pump sleeping mat, but it's quite a bit bulkier. So for this trip, I'm going to be using that. We have here some camping cutlery. Again, the point of this is that it folds away nicely. It is a bit frustrating to use, especially if you're trying to cut into like meat or something. It's just not going to happen with this. But you know, you got your fork, you got your spoon, you got your knife. And the important thing is that it packs away super small. I think this came with the pot set actually. So this is a flannel pillow that I picked up from Go Outdoors a couple of days ago. Because the other pillow I was using was quite small, about half the size of that. And I thought, yeah, this is a £5, let's give it a try. Some sort of Euro hike, generic pillow sort of thing. And I slept with it last night and it was extremely comfortable. That's why it's out of its pack. So super happy with that purchase. We have a Euro hike hip flask. And then of course, smidge spray. Needs smidge spray. We also have a completely necessary item, a first aid kit. So how does all of this pack into the rucksack? Well, oh dear, I put the rucksack in Archie's water bowl. Oh no, that's all wet. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I forgot something. I forgot a couple of things actually. So, water bladder, 3 litres, tastes awful, tastes all plasticky, but it's better than not having any water with you. You fill this up, and then I usually take a water bottle with me, like a litre's worth of water, and then this is always there if you need it. So, tent, there's the sleeping bag, there's the mat, the pillow, there's the pans. What next? Let's chuck this stuff in. So, gas, V60, mug, coffee filters, yes, first aid kit, side pocket, cutlery, side pocket, the smidge spray. Yep, in there as well, that fits in nicely. In the other side pocket, which has a broken temp tank in it, brilliant. We'll put the stove, we'll put the hip flask, we'll put the loop earbuds, and then we'll zip that up. Back to the main compartment, we've got a little bit of space left in there. I will put the windshield for the stove, the mallet. I'm gonna leave this out because I don't need this for this trip because Archie's not coming with us. Finally, I can just about fit in the fan. Actually, sorry, there is also one more thing I've completely forgotten about, and that's this stool. All of my friends made fun of me for having this, but you're out camping. There you go, this is not gonna last long, it's not sturdy, but it's comfy, it's comfy. Slide into the backpack, into the rucksack, just like that. So there we go. A couple more items to add to this. You can see it's wet at the top here. At the top pouch, the pack-away jacket and the pack-away trousers, because then they're easy to access. Same with the bag, rucksack cover, and I'll also chuck the head torch in there as well. And like I say, the tent is on the inside of this rucksack. And there are literally straps here designed to have a tent attached to them. So we could fit a lot more in here by moving the tent on the outside. Most of the pack is being taken up by the tent. It's really not that heavy. See you later. But there you have it. My entire wild camping setup in one 65 litre rucksack. Obviously the only things I'm missing here are water in the camel skin, a water bottle of some kind, clothes, food, and coffee grounds, very, very important. But that stuff isn't gonna take up a huge amount of space. I will probably put the tent on the outside just to free up that extra space in order to fit that stuff in, but there's no need to do that. It's not necessary. Yeah, that's my equipment for camping. What do you think, Archie? So yeah, I hope it was an informative video. I hope you enjoyed finding out about my equipment. And yeah, like I say, we'll be doing this big forest trip this weekend. First time I've ever wild camped in a forest. So looking forward to it. We'll see how it goes. Subscribe if you wanted to see that. Cool.